three books that I've used for some background information. The first one, Getting the Love That You Want, the author is Pavel Hendricks. He's a therapist, and he basically started a kind of therapy called Imago Therapy, which means image. And you do have the notes over there. If you want to write any notes or add anything with your pens to the slides. Meaning image, and his premise is the following. When we get attracted to our mates, we are unconsciously attracted to them because we land up marrying our parents. And if we don't land up marrying our parents, we'll end up becoming them. And one of the examples is, I have a client who, she had a father who was really very controlling, and she has been in a series of relationships where she finds a guy that's very controlling. Right?
Mm-hmm.
However, she had one relationship where she met this like really sweet guy, and she regrets not having him anymore. And she didn't have that dynamic with the husband, you know, with the boyfriend being, you know, on top of controlling her. So she created that. So she became her father in that relationship. And she started being the controlling one and telling him what to do and getting irritated with him and having a short fuse with him. But she's so used to that habit and how she grew up that either or, there's a reason why you're attracted to your mate. And unfortunately, it brings up past wounds. So when we are highly reactive and we think we are just reacting to the situation, we actually aren't. We are reacting to our feelings about the situation. And very often, if you simply ask a question, how are you feeling right now? What, can you think back into your childhood about a similar way you felt? Often people go back and come up with the most amazing stories and realizations about their childhood. There was one person who thought, she said, I have a peanut allergy. And the therapist said to her, can you think back to the first time you got a reaction to peanuts? And she said, well, I remember my aunt. And my aunt used to sit there and she used to eat peanuts incessantly. And she said, but my aunt also had a wooden spoon that she would beat me with. And at the end of the wooden spoon, guess what was on the end of the wooden spoon? A large peanut. A peanut, like a picture of a peanut. So all of those things were absorbed, and unconsciously she absorbed this as a peanut allergy or a fear of peanuts or a phobia of peanuts. And just literally talking about her peanut allergy, she got all hives and all red and started having this reaction. So we don't really know why we have reactions, but we do. And part of this course is finding that out. And the idea with the kind of Imago therapy that I like to use in a couple's dialogue is that your mate becomes the person who heals you. So if you have these childhood wounds, say you had an abandonment situation with your parent or your caregiver, in your relationship, when we learn how to do couples dialogues and we learn these techniques, we actually can feel healed when we know our partner has empathy for us and understands our situation and knows. So that's really the idea behind it, that we become each other's healers. And if you say this is, you know, about fate and about why God makes us get attracted to people who are going to bring up our past wounds, perhaps it's because our relationships are for us to grow and learn. And, you know, when we come through this life, hopefully you get to the end of your life and you've grown and learned and resolved a whole lot of issues. So that's the idea behind Pavel Hendricks, and the book is called Getting the Love You Want, and there's a lovely workbook. So you could buy that book and work through the workbook.